Welcome back.
It's been a long time.
It has been a long time. I don't even know when our last episode came out.
February 24th, and it is now
March 21st.
a month hiatus.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter because it's time for March.
It is. We were going to do a whole tournament preview, but
We had to go over 32 games. It would have been like an hour-long episode, so we decided to wait for the Sweet 16. But we
Yes.
only have to do 8 games.
yes. And, man, what a weekend the first weekend of March Madness was. It lived up to the hype, if I could say
Yeah.
myself.
I read a stat that this was the most, like, the point differential was the biggest that it's ever been in March in the first round. But, like, I feel like every game was close, which was a weird stat. I guess, like, Texas Tech beating Montana State by, like, 50 in the first round, like, kind of skews it. But, like, I still feel like every game was pretty close, like, within, like, 10 points.
I feel like the thing that made it nice was, like, there's so many games going on at one time, which is, like, really nice because, like, you won't notice the blowouts, but you'll, like, there was always a good game, it felt like, when there was a lot of games on.
Yeah.
But,
What was your favorite game of this weekend, Jax?
probably UNC Baylor. I thought that was a classic game. Baylor came back from 25 down to force it to overtime, and there was just a lot of chaos in that game, and I like really appreciated how close it was and how really good RJ Davis played, and how North Carolina really just fought the odds of taking down the defending champs.
Yeah, my favorite game this weekend probably was yesterday, Miami and Auburn.
Really?
Miami ended up pulling away like a lot at the very end, but
Yeah.
it was a very good game, and I wanted Miami to win too because I don't like any other team in the SEC besides my Wildcats. But that's another story for another time. We got to go in our predictions for the Sweet 16 starting on Thursday, March 24th.
We do. First game, Gonzaga Arkansas. Gonzaga had a tough road to get here after a first easily beating the 16 seed. They had a really tough game against Memphis.
Yeah. And they had a bad first half against the 16 seed. I don't even remember who they played.
Wright State, I think.
Oh, yeah, they did.
No,
play
wait,
Wright.
was it Wright State? Hold on.
No, Arizona played Wright State.
They played Georgia State. Georgia State kept it close for a half. I think they were up in the second half, but then their best players got in foul trouble and Gonzaga pulled away.
Yeah.
But I really thought they got tested against Memphis. Memphis really like brought it to them. Like Amani Bates, Jalen Duren, Lester Quiones, like that whole team played really well. But Chet Holmgren, Drew Timme looked flat out amazing against Memphis, scoring like 20 in the second half.
Uh-huh.
And Memphis just, I don't know, they got in really bad foul trouble when Gonzaga pulled away.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to play 40 minutes against Gonzaga. You can play 30, you can play like 25 of good basketball, but they're a team that will run the court the whole game, and it's hard to do that, especially when you get in foul trouble and your bigs got to get out. But Arkansas, they've had a kind of an easy run so far. I don't even know who the 13 seed was that they played.
They beat Vermont.
Oh, yeah.
I think they beat them by like 10 or so, and then they played. New Mexico State kept it close.
Yeah, they did not score. The final score was 53-48.
Yeah, they did not play well, but I mean, Arkansas's best player is J.D. Notte. He's really good. I know you know about him, Davis.
Yeah.
Playing against Kentucky, he's a tough player to guard. Is there anybody else on Arkansas you see that can really pop off besides Notte?
Not really. I mean, Notte is leading their team, kind of. I mean, they have Amude.
Mm-hmm.
He averages about, like, 5 made shots, 5 rebounds, and, like, 2 threes a game, which is, like, pretty
That's
average.
good. Yeah.
Or it's pretty above average. But Notte is just...
He's the
he's far and above even that guy, and that guy has pretty good stats.
Who do you have winning the game, Davis?
I got Gonzaga. I don't think that Arkansas will be able to play 40 minutes. I don't know who will be the first team that can play 40 minutes against Gonzaga, but I don't think it's Arkansas.
I also got Gonzaga. I really wanted to pick Arkansas here, but I think Drew Timme and Chet Holmgren, that is a duo that Arkansas cannot handle. I think Notte will do all he can. I think he's better than the Gonzaga guards, but I really don't see how Timme and Holmgren, don't dominate.
Yeah, it's going to be on like the rebounders, and I have Gonzaga winning in the rebound portion.
Moving on to the next game, the 2 seed Villanova versus the number 11 seed Michigan. Villanova, they had an easy first round game as they beat Delaware, not even really close, but then they beat Ohio State in the second round.
Yeah.
Not really close. It got close at some point, but Ohio State could not stay around. Connor Gillespie has looked really good.
They had like a 5 to 10 point lead like the whole game.
Yeah, it just felt like Ohio State would get like to 5 points, then Villanova would just never let them get any closer. And then Michigan, man, what a run they've been on as they beat – who did they beat in the first round?
Who's the 6?
They beat Colorado State, yes. They were down like 10 in the first half. They looked terrible, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was watching the game during my school day. Sorry, teachers. But then in the second half, they really turned on the switch. Hunter Dickinson was really good, and Eli Brooks was really good. And then they beat a talent. Who did they beat in the second
Tennessee.
They beat
that
my
game was
national.
crazy. There was like 8 lead changes in the second half.
Yeah,
they ended up winning by like 10 still.
They did take down who I thought was the hottest team in the country. I thought they were going to go all the way. And
yeah, I thought Tennessee and Iowa was going to be a Final Four matchup for the ages.
That's what I thought. But, well, life doesn't work out this way because it's March. But Villanova, Michigan, Davis, who do you have?
I feel like it's Michigan's game to lose.
You think Michigan's going to win?
I think Michigan is going to win. They're better. Well, Villanova has like all of the they have their better coaching, better 3-point shooting. But I just feel like Michigan is like if they start out the game hot, they're gonna win by like 5 or 7.
Yeah.
But if they start out slow, they might get beat by 15.
So you think Michigan winning?
Yeah, I have Michigan winning.
I have Villanova winning. I think this team's too old. Connor Gillespie's been playing college basketball since the 1900s. I love Jay Wright as a coach. I think he's a better coach than Juwan Howard, and that's why I got Villanova. Then move on to Texas Tech Duke. Texas Tech, first round they beat.
This is the only 2 and
Montana
3.
State by 50, like you said, and then they beat. They had a really close game with Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame was really hot though, so that's instead of facing it as an 11 seed. Or 12 seed, which one? I don't know which one they were. But you could I think Notre Dame could have been like a top 7 seed.
Yeah, Notre Dame played really good, and Texas Tech, give credit to them. They weren't shooting well, and they still won.
Their defense is so elite.
Their defense is really good.
They hit clutch buckets down the stretch. They had a bunch of like free throws at the end. They had a guy that was 45% from the free throw line, and he nailed 2 to give them a 3 possession lead.
Then we have Duke's Road. They just destroyed Cal State Fullerton. And then they had a honestly pretty close game with Michigan State.
Yeah, I mean, it's Coach K versus Tom Izzo.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle every time they play.
Yeah, and it was the last time that they played.
Yeah.
Most likely.
But this game's a really tough game for me to predict here. I really like both teams, but I have Texas Tech winning. I think their defense, they're going to stop Paulo Banchero, Mark Williams, A.J. Griffin, Wendell Moore. I think Texas Tech is just a Duke killer. I think they switch everything, and they're really hard to score on, and I think they're going to shoot the ball way better than they did. So I got Texas Tech going to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, I got Texas Tech as well. I mean, who's going to be able to score on their defense, like, extremely consistently? I don't see a team, like, getting above 70 against them. And Duke only beat Michigan State because they were able to outscore them.
Yeah.
Because Michigan State just can't score as hot.
Moving on to the last game on Thursday, Houston, Arizona. Houston's honestly, they beat UAB pretty. Was it close? I don't remember.
The
UAB
Houston game? No,
yes.
they won by like 17, I think.
Oh, they killed them. And then they beat Illinois by 15, which I thought was really impressive. I thought a lot of people had Illinois in their Final Four, so beating a team like that is really impressive to me. And then Arizona coasted through the first round against Wright State. And then last night, Davis, what is your opinion on the Arizona game?
TCU, their guard got fouled extremely heavily at the end of the game.
Which would have won TCU the game.
It would have gave them 2 free throws with 4 seconds left.
Yeah.
And it was a tie game. And that was their best player, so. I don't know. It's, I love the NCAA. And Houston, they played UAB and then, who they play?
Illinois. They beat them by 20.
Oh, yeah, Illinois. That was Houston just looks really, like a really, really good team.
Davis, who do you have winning?
I have the Cougars of Houston.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think they're going dancing to the Elite Eight?
Yeah. I feel like it's they always get to the Sweet 16 and they lose a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
So this might be the turnaround.
I got Arizona. Benedict Mathurin is so good. Guys like Jalen Terry and their center is just really good. I love Houston. I think Fabian White is really good. But losing their 2 best players besides Fabian White, I just don't see Houston winning. I think Arizona bounces back after that big scare. I got Arizona.
That's going to be a good game. The nightcap on Thursday starts at 10 o'clock.
Yes. Now we move over to the Friday games. Purdue, St. Peter's.
St. Peter's flat out outplayed, outcoached my Wildcats.
They did.
In the first round. Who'd they play second round?
Murray State. They beat the whole state of Kentucky.
Yeah, they did.
They looked really good against Murray State and UK.
I thought it was like a fluky game against
UK.
UK just didn't hit a shot the whole game. I'm pretty sure St. Peter shot like 50% when they played.
UK?
No, in the second round. They shot like 48%. But I mean they're crazy. They're riding the March wave, but that ends when they play Purdue.
Do you think Purdue wins?
There's no way they can guard Zach Edey,
Jaden Ivey,
and Jaden Ivey.
Travion Williams off the bench.
Yeah. Jaden Ivey might drop like 40 points.
This is a bad matchup for St. Peter's. Purdue, how they got here, who do they beat?
They beat Texas.
They beat Yale.
And Texas.
And they beat Texas. Texas game, I feel like they let it get way closer than honestly the game looked like. But I agree with you. I think Purdue finally they win that big game to get back to the Elite Eight. I just think that trio is really good. This team, Matt Painters, I don't think he's going to choke it this year. Even though I love the stories of St. Peter's, I got Purdue. Moving on to the 6th out of the 8th game, Kansas Providence.
This is such a weird game.
It is a weird game.
Even though Kansas is like a 1 seed, I think they were like the overall 2 seed, maybe.
Yes. Yeah.
But this is just such a weird game. Providence can beat them, but Providence actually got kind of unlucky with their 4 seed.
They did.
I thought they were going to be like a 3 or maybe even a 2.
Yeah.
There were a lot of weird seedings, like Iowa. Tennessee should have gotten a 2 seed probably.
Yeah.
But enough of that.
I just think, Providence's road has been really hard. I had Providence losing first round to South Dakota State, and they barely beat South Dakota State first round by the skin of their teeth.
And they smoked.
They beat Richmond pretty good.
Yeah. They won by like 17 or something.
Yeah. So that was Providence's road here. And then Kansas, they destroyed the 16 seed. It was a Texas school, I forget. It's like Texas Community College or whatever. Texas A&M Community College. Then they played Creighton. Creighton honestly kept it really close. Creighton played
I wasn't able to watch that game.
Creighton played a really good game without one of their best players, and it really surprised me that Kansas let it be this close, but
And they got into foul trouble late,
they did.
so that sucked for Creighton. But I think
Who do you have winning this game?
I'm going to have to take Providence.
Providence, the Friars.
Yeah, shout out Rhode Island.
Wow. I got Kansas. O'Shea Ajabi, is that his name?
Sure.
I think that's how you say it.
I haven't seen Kansas play once this year.
He's really good. Christian Braun's really good. And getting Remy Martin back is huge. Although I love Providence's team. They're all 5 guys when I watch Providence, they're all involved. It's not like one guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. They pass the ball around. Nate Watson's on, yeah.
He's really good. But I really like Kansas in this game. I think Bill Self gets back to the Elite Eight. I think this is the best game of the weekend coming up.
I think so too.
North Carolina, UCLA, 2 of the hottest teams in the tournament. UCLA's road. They beat Akron pretty close. Akron played a really good game against them.
I knew Akron was going to be a close game. I was telling everyone. I was kind of worried.
Yeah.
And then they beat St. Mary's by 8 to 10 or something like that.
That St. Mary's game was close, but I feel like with Johnny Juzang, they weren't really scared. And then UNC, just wow. What a first 2 games they played. They played Marquette, and they absolutely beat the brakes off Marquette. And then they played Baylor, and what a game that was. They had a 25-point lead. R.J. Davis looked incredible. Armando Bacot and Brady Manick looked really good.
Yeah.
And Davis, who do you have in this game?
I got North Carolina.
Why do you have North Carolina?
You just got to do the math.
Okay.
Juzang, R.J. Davis cancel out.
The way R.J. Davis is playing, yes.
And how do you say that guy's last name?
Bacot?
Oh, yeah, Bacot. Bacot and
Jaquez.
Jaime Jaquez. And then Leaky Black is going to clamp Tiger.
I think Leaky Black is underrated for North Carolina.
He's a great cutter, always finds an open lane and gets a bounce pass in.
Yeah. If UNC can have Caleb Love play good and not get in foul trouble, I think UNC is really dangerous. I also have UNC winning. Brady Manick, Armando Bacot, Leaky Black, R.J. Davis, and Caleb Love is a mean starting 5. They're playing really good of late. And I do love UCLA. I love Johnny Juzang and Jaime Jaquez and Tyler Campbell, but I got the Tar Heels rolling to the Elite Eight.
Yeah. And they're going to be playing the winner of this game, right?
Yes.
Iowa State and Miami.
I think this is the second best game. This region is loaded.
But Iowa State, rough road leading here. Who'd they beat first round? 6 seed.
They beat LSU.
Oh, yeah. I had LSU going to my Elite Eight, so that sucks for me.
I mean, it's just what a turnaround for Iowa State. Yeah. They won 2 games last year. They went 2-22 last year. Whole new coaching staff, a whole lot of transfers, guys like Isaiah Brockington, and Iowa State's just back on the map this quick, which I think is crazy. Credit to the coach. I think his name's TJ, and he's got a really long last name. It starts with an O. He's done a fantastic job there.
Uh-huh. Iowa State, they beat Wisconsin yesterday.
Yes, they beat LSU and Wisconsin. Both games were close.
Yeah.
They beat a really good Wisconsin team that most people had going far.
Yeah, that Wisconsin game, though, Wisconsin played a really bad game.
They did. But, I mean, you have to win the games in March, and Iowa State won.
Yeah.
And Miami, wow. Isaiah Wong is, I think, scary good for Miami. They have a bunch. Their starting age of their starting lineup is 23 years old. They've been there. They beat a really good USC team who got underseeded as the 7th seed, and then they just absolutely destroyed Auburn in the second half. I think these are two of the hottest teams in the tournament right now, playing really good basketball. Davis.
I got the U. ACC. It's the year of the ACC.
It is the year of the ACC, but I got Iowa State. I think Iowa State, they just shoot a lot of shots, and I think, although I love the U, I love Isaiah Wong, I think Isaiah Brockington and that whole team, I think they're really built to win in March, and I got Iowa State.
I think Miami, to be honest, they probably would have lost yesterday if Auburn if it didn't go to halftime.
Yeah.
Because Auburn was getting really, really hot before half. And it didn't help that Jabari Smith shot like 5 for 21 or something like that. He could not get started.
Yeah. Well, let's run over our picks. I have Gonzaga. And Gonzaga
But we both got Gonzaga.
I have Villanova. You have Michigan. We both have Texas Tech. You have Houston. I have Arizona. We both have Purdue. I have Kansas. You have Providence. We both have North Carolina. I have Iowa State, and you have Miami.
Yeah, looks like I'm going undefeated this week.
I'm going to be top 2 in that, too. That's going to do it for the ComCast. I'm excited. We'll maybe – I don't know if we can do Elite Eight coverage because it's the same weekend and we're not in school. It'll be spring break. But
we'll be back after the Final Four.
we can do a Final Four recap. That's what we're trying
That'll
to
be
do.
That'll be our next episode, the Final Four recap.
But I hope you guys are excited to watch some amazing basketball the coming up weeks, the next 2 weeks. And from the ComCast, I hope you guys have a great spring break whenever you have it.
Yes, we do hope that. And I guess we'll see you next time. We just got to keep moving forward in life.
Yes.
And keep doing good things. Good things come back. Or that's what everyone says. No one really knows if it's true.
We do. Well, be safe.
Up in what you say.